Hi, it's Friday night, and from the Frank Chevrolet Studio Annex, it's time again for another edition of Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Arsenal, and if you haven't done so yet, please get down in the corner, smash that like and subscribe button. It's very important to me. Thank you very much. You don't know how much I appreciate that. Uh, you saw the headlines. The Pistons season came to an end last night. Uh, Back and forth game, typical NBA game. They got behind by what, 13 or 14 points in the first quarter. Had the lead, had a 2-point lead by halftime. Then came right back out in the second half. Abruptly got behind again. Had a 7-point lead with about 2.5 minutes left. Knicks went on an 11-1 run. Won the game by 3 points on a three-pointer from a fellow who's now become the villain, I suppose, if you want to look at it that way, on Jalen Brunson. But give credit, he is a good player. He's a hated man in Detroit. He's a villain, but he's beloved in the Big Apple. So I don't know of anyone who. I'm talking about the national media, people around here for that matter. I don't think anybody gave the Pistons any chance to win this series. Seriously, the games were all competitive. Pistons lost all 3 games in Detroit. And look, if you want to go back to the regular season, the 2 games played there, Pistons won both of those. So this year, then, of the 5 games played at Madison Square Garden, the Pistons did win 4 of the 5. It's the problem is at home. Of the 5 games, well, 3 here, and then 2 in the regular season. The Knicks won all 3 of these playoff games in Detroit, and they split at Little Caesars. So of the 5 games played at the Little Caesars, the Knicks won 4 out of the 5. The Pistons feel any pressure playing at home or anxiety? I don't know. Will they be making many off-season moves? Could they possibly trade Jaden Ivey, maybe Jalen Duren for a more established veteran? I hope not. Because they made the playoffs, they do not have a first-round pick this year. So we'll see what Trajan Langdon, the GM, does in the offseason. Probably won't be anything going on in earnest until after the draft lottery or the actual draft itself in June. I think that's when any significant personnel moves will commence, if you will. It was an exciting season, an unexpected, successful regular season, increasing their win total from last year by 30 games. Thank you, Pistons, for a much more interesting season this year. I still don't think much of the NBA. As I told you before, I'm down on the NBA. The only reason we're talking about it is I have like an obligation to do so with the loyal listeners and watchers, even on Saturday morning on the Time Out show. So, pardon me. I don't give the Knicks much of a chance. Their series with the Celtics, I think, begins on Monday. I just don't see much. I'm taking the Celtics in 5 in that. Knicks might win 1 game, but they're no match for the Celtics, in my humble opinion. And then 2, the Lakers have been eliminated by the Timberwolves. Is it about time for LeBron James to hang the sneakers up, call it a career? I think it is. Guy's been around a long time. He's obviously had a Hall of Fame career, but wouldn't surprise me to see him walk away at this point. I don't, unless he thinks he can still win another championship, and that's what it's all about. If he were to continue to if he were to keep playing, if he were to keep playing, the only reason would be is he still thinks he has a reasonable chance to win an NBA championship. I don't. I don't see that unless he gets traded to another team. And given that palace that he's built in LA, I don't see him leaving Southern California. So, so the NBA season will continue without the Pistons. And for a successful season, an enjoyable season, I'll say thank you. Maybe as far as the coach goes, JB Bickerstaff, maybe I'm going to see now why the Cleveland Cavaliers decided to move on from him last summer. While he is a very good regular season coach, I have to question his discretion in the playoffs. And even last night, he had a costly technical. And I understand he's trying to show the team he's got their back and everything else, and probably still a little upset by how what went down at the end of Game 4. But I don't know. I think he's a good coach, but again, maybe that's why the Cavaliers decided to move on from him. They didn't think as long as he was there, he wasn't going to get them to where they wanted to go in the playoffs. That's a possibility. Yeah. I'm not saying he's not a good coach, but no. I question some of the decisions he made in the playoffs. I've already talked about that on previous shows. We're not going to go on for that much longer. Pistons are done. Thank you. If you're an NBA fan, you continue to watch the rest of the NBA, but I'm all done with it. And the only reason I'm not an NBA fan, I have an obligation to monitor what's going on because I have to talk about it here and on the Saturday morning. So that's the only reason I'm doing this. Other than that, no. Sure, would I like to have seen the Pistons win the series? Yeah, no question about it. They still haven't won a playoff game in downtown Detroit. You have to go back to April the 26th of 1976 when Bob Lanier and Dave Bing beat Rick Barry and the Golden State Warriors. Well, that was, what, 50 years ago? Well, 49 actually, but a long time ago. Okay, enough about basketball. You're probably tired of me. Talking about Overtime is sponsored in part by the good folks at Frank Beck Chevrolet, and the deals are blooming. Indeed, they are. The deals really are blooming at Frank Beck Chevrolet. Because now you can save big on new 2025 models, including Trax, Traverse, Equinox, Blazers, Tahoes, and Silverados. Beck's also has a great selection of pre-owned vehicles in stock, all priced to move. With all the uncertainty currently surrounding the automobile industry, one thing is certain. The best deals on wheels across the state area can be found at Frank Beck Chevrolet on M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville, and on the web at frankbeckchevy.com. So stop in and experience the Frank Beck Chevrolet difference. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Chevy Drive, Southern Michigan. And no doubt about it, Frank Beck Chevrolet is indeed the #1 Chevrolet dealer in our tri-state area. We're also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance on the corner of M99 and US 12 in Jonesville. That's barrettins.com, protecting your dreams. 517-849-1000. Barrett Insurance at the corner of M99 and US 12 in Jonesville. 517-849-1000. That's barrettins.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. Baseball. Tigers last night. That didn't look good for a while either. Casey Mize gave up a home run in the first inning. He gave up another one in the third to Jorge Soler. I didn't know that guy was even still playing yet. Uh, Tigers got home runs, solo shots in the it was in the top of the third inning. The solo shots from Javier Baez, his second in as many games, and Gleyber Torres. Second of the year for Baez and the fourth of the year for Torres. Casey Mize did all right, to his credit, not to his credit. He gave up 4 early runs, but he was lucky enough, not lucky enough, he was skillful enough, let's put it that way, to last 7 innings. I thought after he got on the 4th inning, he was trailing 4-2. He gave the Tigers 3 pretty productive innings, those last 3 innings that he pitched. He got through 7 innings. His perseverance got him a win last night. He's up among the league leaders in wins now with 5 already. So he's got a good shot at 20 this year. I'd like to see him do it. I think, what is he now? 5-1? Yeah. So thanks to his perseverance, he got the win last night because his teammates came back with 8 runs in the last 2 innings, 5 in the 8th and 3 more in the 9th. Dylan Dingler, 3-run shot that put him ahead, 7-4. That was his 4th. And Spencer Torkelson hit his 9th of the year. That was a 2-run homer in the 9th inning. Well, all said and done, the Tigers won the game 10-4. Look, they're 4 games into this road trip, into a 10-game road trip right now. And let's see, in these first 4 games, with 3 in Houston now and the 1 in Anaheim last night, I think they've hit already 13 home runs. The power, the Tigers have 4, and we'll try to get into this maybe a little bit tomorrow morning with Rob Weber and Jed. Tigers could very well have 5 players this year with 20 or more home runs, and that hasn't happened in a while. Of course, Spencer Torkelson is on a pace right now to hit more than 40. He's got 9. He's up among the league leaders. I think he's just one behind a couple of different guys that you wouldn't. The names are obscure names right now. These are not exactly household names. One for the Athletics, another fellow in Seattle. I don't have that in front of me right now, but he's one behind the leaders. Skubal goes tonight. Derek Skubal goes tonight. He's going for his what? His 4th win tonight? I think so. So anyway, Dylan Dingler hit his 4th in the 8th inning, and like I said, Torque hit his 9th in the 9th. They won the game 10-4. So the Tigers are up among the league leaders right now in runs scored. Baseball is a game, folks, full of statistics, just full of statistics, a lot of stats. You look at the Tigers now. A lot of people thought what they did at the end of the last year wouldn't necessarily carry over to this year. Go back and look at the Lions. Dan Campbell's 2nd year here. He started out 1-6. Okay, he finished the season 9-8. I think he won 8 of his last 10. That definitely carried over. And I think what the Tigers did last year, from early August to the end of the year, going 31-11, that carried over to this year. That doesn't always happen that way. I think this proves that it can, and I think the majority of the time it does. So last year they finished 31-11 in the regular season through 42 games, and now through 32 games this year, they're 20-12. So if you want to look at the last 74 games, combining what they did at the end of last year and what they did at the beginning of this year, you want to look at the last 74 games. They're 52-24. So, they're almost 30 games over 500. That's definitely carries over from one year to the next. It can. Like I said, baseball there are so many statistics in baseball. I mean, there's statistics coming out the year. What, to me, the most telling stat of all, and I'll give you an example here, is run differential. What is your run differential? What do I mean by that? Well, Before I explain that, let me wet the whistle here. Through the first 32 games, the Tigers are 20-12, and they've got a run differential of plus 46. Now, what does that mean? That means in the 32 games, they've scored 46 more runs than they have relinquished or given up, and that includes unearned runs. Plus 46. Now, you look at the standings. The Cubs and Yankees and Mets are all tied for first at plus 52, and then right behind them at fourth, you've got the Tigers at plus 46. The Cincinnati Reds are plus 37 run differential. That doesn't make any sense. That I don't. That's kind of defies logic right there. Then you 6 and 7. You look at the Dodgers plus 35 and the Padres plus 28. The Mariners plus 23. What do these teams all have in common? They're all in first place. The Cubs, they get plus 52. They're first in the National League Central. Yankees in first at plus 52 in the American League East. The Mets in the National League East plus 52. The Tigers plus 46 in first place in the American League Central. The Cincinnati Reds are plus 37. Like I said, that defies a little logic. This doesn't always happen. And then, of course, the Dodgers are in first place. San Diego, Seattle's in first place in the American League West. What's the point of making here? This one stat alone right here tells me the very fact that the Tigers are a plus 46 tells me right there that what they're doing right now is definitely sustainable. This is not a fluke. To me, this is the one thing. When you want to, is this for real? If a team is, you think maybe they're overachieving, and are they overachieving? Is this a fluke or is this a real deal? This stat right here, folks, this stat right here tells me they are not overachieving. This is the real deal. They are a quality baseball team, like all these other first place teams. In fact, like I said, the Tigers at a plus 46. Let's look at the other four teams in the American League Central. Again, this defies a little logic. I got to go all the way down here to 14, where the Minnesota Twins, who are a sub 500 team, are a plus 4. Pardon me, they're a plus 4. Then you got to go all the way down to 19. The Kansas City Royals, who have started playing a little bit better of late, are minus 5. The Chicago White Sox and the Cleveland Indians are both a minus 24. The White Sox are in last place, well under 500. The Guardians are also a minus 24, but they're in second place at 18 and 13. That defies all logic. Don't ask me to explain that. If we have a little bit of time, I'm going to do this a little bit more tomorrow morning on the Timeout Show with Rob Weber, if we have the time. I don't know what Rob has on tap for tomorrow morning, but to me, like I said, of all the telling stats, and there are baseball is full of statistics. This is the one, run differential. You hear Dan Dickerson talk about this a lot on the broadcast, and he's absolutely right. You want to find out. You want to find out if your team, if they're overachieving or there's something fluky going on. No, this tells me it's not a fluke, and this carried over from last year. Yeah, so that's a pretty good sign right now. And to the fact that look, they're 2-2 right now so far. The first 4 games of a 10-game trip, and they've got 6 games left. 3 in Anaheim and 3 in Denver with the Rockies. School will go tonight. They should win. I'm not going to guarantee anything, but look, folks, the Angels are not a very good team, especially now without Mike Trout, and he just went on the 10-day injured list today. Yeah, he's hurt again. The guy just cannot stay healthy. He's got a knee issue. They're hoping it's just 10 days, but right now they don't know. Angels are not a very good. In fact, the Angels and the Rockies could very well be the two worst teams in all of baseball. The Athletics are doing okay this year, and the White Sox are playing better this year than they did last year. So anyway, a couple of more late night games tonight and tomorrow night. If you don't have to get up, you're going to stay up and watch them or not? Well, we'll see. I don't think I will. I'll have to, if they win, I'll watch the highlights on YouTube tomorrow morning. No. Anyway, a couple more things about the Lions here before we get out of here. Well, let's do this for Tim Lilly at Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale, 37 Waldron Street, directly across the street from Fat Jack's Automotive, 517-610-5372. Get in there and see him. Any technical needs, issues you have at all, computers newer used, flat screen TV, big screen, mounting, programming setup, maybe you're changing internet providers, you need that installed, printers, anything at all. Get in there and see them, please. 37 Walter Street, downtown Hillsdale, 517-610-5372, or better, you'll get in there and see them. And when you do, tell them me and Mickey sent you. Will you please? Thank you very much. About the Lions, next weekend in Ellett Park, May 9th, 10th, and 11th will be the rookie mini camp. We'll get a lot better look. We'll get a lot more interviews with the draftees, the new Lions, and that's exciting. See what they have to say. Also, a couple of things. Someone asked me earlier in the week. I forget who it was. Pardon me. As I think I've already told you, because the Lions are playing in the Hall of Fame game in Canton against the Chargers on July 31st, their camp is opening a week earlier than normal, July 20th. But someone asked me, because they're playing in that game, are they still only going to play 3 preseason games? And at the time, I said yes. Well, guess what? I was wrong. I made a mistake. They're actually playing 4 preseason games this year. However, aside from the game in Canton, the Hall of Fame game, we don't know who they're playing in the other 3 games yet because that schedule has not come out. And for some reason or other, the preseason schedule, although they play it before the regular season schedule, comes out after the regular season schedule, which doesn't come out yet for another 13 days. And then the preseason schedule comes out about a week after that. So it's probably a good 3 weeks before we'll find out what the other 3 games are going to be playing in the preseason is. Anything else on the Lions? I don't think so. I think that's it. They canceled one of their OTAs because of the modifying training camp schedule that they had to do. We'll talk more about the Lions next week, especially when they get into the rookie mini camp. And that's going to about do it. Don't forget tomorrow morning here locally on WCSR 92.1 FM between 9 and 10 with Jed and Mr. Rob Weber, who now does the morning show on WCSR, sitting in for Andy, who will be on assignment. So look forward to that. We look forward to talking to all of you loyal listeners out there. And again, as always, of course, here, thank you so much for watching and listening. We will talk to you all again on Monday. So until then, I will wish everyone a great weekend. Remember, please treat each other with respect. Have a safe and healthy weekend. Take care. So until Monday, then, and like I said, thanks so much for watching and listening. We'll talk to you all again on Monday. Have a great weekend, everyone, and so long, everybody.